All right, let's speak now to Bhavani Fonseka, who's a constitutional and human rights lawyer, as well as a senior researcher at the Centre for Policy Alternatives. And she joins us now live from Colombo. Welcome to the programme. So until this week, as we heard in that report, the protests had been peaceful. And just now, in the last hour, we've been hearing from the European Union urging all parties in Sri Lanka to refrain from violence, clearly gaining the attention now of the international community. How damaging is this violence? How worse is it going to get? We know it's even pushed the Prime Minister out of his, the former Prime Minister, out of his official residence.
Well, thank you for having me. I mean, the last 24 hours have been very critical in terms of developments in Sri Lanka. As your reporter said, it's been peaceful protests for several weeks. And yesterday we saw thugs associated with the government attacking the peaceful protests. And there was subsequent violence and curfew. This also resulted in the Prime Minister resigning. But since the resignation, we've seen violence spread to other areas where several properties of members of parliament associated with the government have been attacked. Even today, despite the curfew, and we have a nationwide curfew, violence has been seen in different parts of Sri Lanka. So it's a very, very worrying situation on the ground. And I can't see a solution at the moment because the president continues to hold office.
And what about the solution of the head of the opposition? Talk to us about that stalemate, because my understanding is that he will not serve under a Rajapaksa.
So the demand of the protesters have been very much go home, Gotabaya, that is go home to the president and go home to the prime minister. And the opposition leader is echoing that. He's saying, well, I cannot accept a position where the president continues to remain in office. So the people have been very clear in their demand, and the opposition leader is basically echoing that as well. So what we need is really for the president to resign, to step down, so that there can be a political transition and a recovery process started in Sri Lanka, because we're not just seeing violence, it's a political and economic crisis. And we need immediate reforms, immediate steps in place to address this. Otherwise, this country is going to go into further crisis.
Sadly, we hope that doesn't happen. Bhavani Fonseka, thank you so much for making time for us and sharing your thoughts today. Thank you.